So moved by Cindy, seconded by Bill. Roll call vote. Scott Kraft, aye.
Is she online? Point of order, is she online?
No.
Yeah.
So we can do.
So you can do work.
Then you don't have to do a roll call at the moment.
Point of order. All in favor? Opposed? Passes unanimously. Proposed additions of agenda items pursuant to GC and 54954.2B 1 and 2.
There's no additions, but there'll be no student board report to be done.
Okay.
Proposed adjustments in the order of business.
There are none.
There are none. Adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
So moved by Bill. As amended, sorry. Adoption of agenda as amended. Okay.
Motions.
Second. Second. All in favor? Opposed? Passes unanimously. Annual organization, election of officers, presidents and clerk, appointment of secretary and designation of voting representative for the annual October meeting of school representatives. Per board policy bylaw 9100, each year at the organizational meeting of the Board of Education, the board will elect a president and a clerk and appoint a secretary to the board. Additionally, they will designate board representatives to serve on committees or commissions of the district, other public agencies and organizations. President, call for nominations. Do I have a motion?
Motion has to be with the name.
Just nomination.
Okay.
This nomination.
She's nominated, yes.
I would like to take this opportunity to nominate Cindy Gardner for president. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Third, call for nominations.
I would like to nominate Bill Marner.
I second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Voting representative for the annual October meeting of school representatives, call for nominations.
Cindy, are you there automatically again?
As long as I get voted in by January 23rd, but there's no one running opposed. I'm running opposed.
Unopposed.
I'm sorry.
Everybody done it?
Then I nominate Jordan for the representative at the annual October meeting of school representatives.
I second
Yes.
it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Appointment, the superintendent as secretary to the board.
I move that we appoint the superintendent as secretary to the board.
Second.
Favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. 5. Designate board representatives for committees, commissions, public agencies, and organizations. 5.2. Board of Trustees approval of the 2026 schedule for regular board meeting, workshops, and the board retreat.
So moved, but with the questions.
So I'll move with the question. I thought we were making a slight adjustment, Dr. Savion.
Well, we have good news. The January 22nd board meeting, we had a conflict with the governor's workshop. We were able to get the board moved to the morning session if that works for the board. So there would not be a conflict to the afternoon and conflict with the board.
Okay, so everything is, so I move that we approve the regular board meeting and workshops and the board retreat schedule for 2026.
Second,
All in favor, say aye.
I,
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. 5.3, Board of Trustees review the 2026 governance calendar.
Point of order, is action required on this, or are we simply reviewing it? We're just reviewing it at this point, but there is a notation it's not noted, there is a recommendation, have the January board meeting, January workshop on January 15th in order to review board policies and make recommendations in time for our OCR review at the high school.
So do we need that spelled out, Dr. Saviano, or it seems like that would be?
We can do that in our workshop, but the recommendation would be to hold that workshop and review the governance calendar like we did last year in the January board workshop.
That's what I'm referring.
and that also includes the CSBA conference report out. Okay,
Did he need a motion for that?
Motion.
Just to review.
Closed session declaration, public employee discipline dismissal. For 4.1, public employee dismissal, discipline release pursuant to government code section 54957. 5.2, liability claims pursuant to government code 54956.95. 5.3, conference with labor negotiator, government code 54957.6. Shannon Hansen, labor negotiator for REM Teachers Association and California School Employees Association, number 417. 5.4, conference with real property negotiator, government code 54956.8. Jenny Haberlin, district negotiator, properties, Grandview Elementary, 180 Grandview Road, vacant property, Valley of Enchantment, VOE, parcel numbers 0343-111-03-0000 through 0343-111-08-0000, 0343-123-140000, 0343-123-15-0000, 0343-123-68-0000, and Lake Gregory Education Center, LGEC 24740 San Moritz Way. 5.5, student services approval of stipulated expulsion for case number 04-2526. Public testimony before closed session, plus public comment period for closed session items only. The public comment period is administered by state law and is the point in the meeting set aside for members of the public to share their opinions with the board. Open meeting laws do not permit the board to engage or dialogue or answer questions. Protocols for speakers. Any person who wishes to address the governing board on closed session agenda items must complete a speaker's form and submit it to the executive secretary to the superintendent before the meeting is called to order. Individual speakers are allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda item. The board limits the total time for public input on each item to 20 minutes. Speakers who have complaints against board members or staff are encouraged to seek resolution to those complaints by using the Rim of the World Unified School District written complaint procedure rather than orally addressing them in a meeting. The board will not respond to such complaints until the applicable complaint procedure AE/AR 1312.1 has been followed and has reached the board level. Where a complaint concerns concerns a district employee identified by name, position, or other facts, the board cannot respond until proper written notice has been given to the employee pursuant to Government Code Section 54957. Decorum. The governing board is interested in the ideas and opinions of all stakeholders and endeavors to incorporate community views into its deliberations and decisions. At the same time, it must be able to conduct its business in an organized and efficient manner, free from material disruption. Therefore, in accordance with board bylaw 9323, the Government Code Section 54957.9, audience members may not disrupt, disturb, or otherwise impede the orderly conduct of this meeting. Open meeting laws do not confer any privilege or protection for expression beyond that otherwise provided by law. The public's understanding and cooperation are appreciated. And we have 5.2 public comments. 20 minutes. I believe Mark Malone is timing this for us. So if you feel that you do not have something proper to say or something that you'd like to give your time up to somebody else, please allow the people. We only have 20 minutes, and please be respectful of that.
Point of information, how many slips are there? On the single subject, I'm sure they're all on the single subject.
Is anybody here for a separate subject?
It should say on it.
I know, but they don't.
It's all soft.
I believe
So
the
they-
subject is all the same.
Oh, no.
Is anybody here to speak on anything other than athletics? Thank you. Yeah, 13. So my math says we don't have enough time, so.
I'll make a motion to waive the 20-minute limit.
However, sticking with 3-minute time per person.
Sorry.
3 minutes per person.
Accepting our standing 3 minutes per person, I would move to extend or waive the 20-minute limit on the single subject.
So we have a motion to waive the 20-minute time period. All those in favor?
No, yeah, I have a second to that.
Sorry, Bill, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mark. I'd like to call Audra Scopin. Audra, if I can just remind you that if you can hit your button so it, the red light lights up, and you have 3 minutes. Thank you.
I was publicly named as a public school employee in a public session at a board meeting for a confidential matter. And that this should have been held as a confidential matter, and it was not. So I just want to know, you all to know that the people who are probably coming to talk after me are speaking on my behalf because they cannot publicly name me, which was wrong.
We leave it on, just leave it on. Thanks.
Thank you. Desmond Nikas, representing yourself.
Okay.
If I can have everybody, when you get up there, if you can please sit down so we can hear you properly, so it can be recorded. Thank you.
Good afternoon or good evening, pretty close. And based on some of the things you just said, Scott, I'm not sure if I should speak or turn this in. I'm here to speak today about the Rim High School tennis coach. I do have her name throughout my statement. Should I just not say her name as I read the statement? Does that work best? Okay. So my name is Desmond Nickus. I am here to share with each of you what I know about the present tennis coach at the high school. To share a quick background, I am a RIM graduate. While I did not play sports for RIM, I am acutely aware of the atmosphere within the student sports arena. Not only was I a sports team mom for 18 years, I did baseball scorekeeping, out-of-state team travel, chaperoning, and was on the board of directors for Mile High Volleyball. I've had relationships with many coaches in different sports, and as any parent does, I have my own opinions on coaching styles, accountability, and witnessing the true love of the sport. The high school tennis coach was the current high school tennis coach was my daughter's tennis coach for 4 years. During this time, I not only watched my daughter's strength and skill increase, I saw her confidence grow as well. Building skill and confidence in an athlete is the work of a strong and capable coach. It takes compassion and positive coaching skills to bring to the attention of the athletes their strengths and move them away from focusing on mistakes and weaknesses. The ability to do this in the mind of a sport like tennis, where it's a lot of mental games the players have going on, it is a great asset to the current tennis coach's coaching ability. The tennis program that has been put together by the current coach is one in which any player may join. You can be brand new to tennis or be a player with many years experience. I've always admired the coach's ability to quickly learn at the start of a new season her athletes' strengths and weaknesses and be able to build on their strengths. These skills are evidenced in the winning track records of the RIM tennis teams and their frequent CIF advancements. The coach treats her players with respect and has a positive statement to say to players during their negative situations, such as other teams speaking negatively, acting inappropriately, and so forth. The impact on the players goes beyond the game. My daughter was bullied her sophomore year by some of her teammates. Did I just speak for 3 minutes?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I also have it in writing too. I'll turn it in. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Ryan Reesport.
The button means.
Can I ask a point of clarification before I start?
Yes.
There's 2 slips there. One of them is on behalf of someone else, and I won't be allowed to do both.
3 minutes.
No? Okay. I won't do the evidence. To the Roanoke World Unified School District Board of Education, I'm writing to express my support for Ryan Reesport to continue serving as athletic director at World High School. His leadership, dedication, vision have had a profound impact, positive impact on our student athletes, coaches, and broader RIM community. I've lived on the mountain my entire life, and I've been involved in RIM high school athletics as both an athlete and a coach for over 20 years. During that time, I have worked with many athletic directors, and I can confidently say Mr. Reesport is the most effective, supportive, consistent leader I've had the privilege of working with. Having spent the past 4 months serving as interim athletic director at World High School, I can personally attest to the amount of work that goes on behind the scenes running an athletic program. While much of what an athletic director accomplishes may not be visible to the public eye, I can assure you Mr. Reesport had this athletics program running efficiently and effectively. He ensured that every coach had the tools, communication, and support needed to run a successful program and to prioritize the needs of our student athletes. Mr. Reesport has brought stability, organization, and integrity to the athletic department. Under his direction, our programs have not only become more efficient and transparent, but they have also an environment that prioritizes the growth, development, and academic success of every student athlete. His commitment goes well beyond administrative duties. He shows up for game supports teams and maintains open communication with his coaches. Removing Mr. Reesport from his position would have a significantly negative impact on both the athletics department and I feel the community. His leadership has rebuilt our athletic program and strengthened the community's connection. Losing him would risk undoing that process and create uncertainty among coaches and student athletes. At a time where athletics play such a vital role in student engagement, Mr. Ms. Resport does a good job. Someone manages a bunch of teams. I strongly urge the board to recognize the importance of continuity stability. This is on behalf of Brian Cavasso, so I know that you guys trust. Okay, I'm gonna give this to you. I want to briefly just go over the things that are in the reassignment letter. I sent every single one of you an email outlining why I think I should not be recommended for reassignment. There was a conference summary that was referenced that was done illegally and improperly. It violated Ed Code 44031 at the most basic level. As far as the letters of recommendation, I'm not going to go, or letters of reference that I gathered during the investigation. That's part of it. That's one of the 4 parts. I was given a directive. I was told that I could do it. You can read through it. I'll give you a copy of this. The other thing is that I mistakenly did not put a couple of absences in the frontline system when I had school business meetings. Finally, it said that I created an environment where people were afraid of retaliation. In 9 years as the athletic director, there's never been a single retaliation complaint by a student or a parent. Not on behalf of a coach and not one that was directed towards me. I've never retaliated and I never would retaliate. It goes against all of my morals. Okay. I believe that I'm the victim here through this entire process. Okay. I've been on leave for 7 months with multiple allegations. Your third-party investigation found them all to be untrue. Not me, they did. Last thing I want to say is I didn't know about the rules to the employee. I'm sorry if your feelings were hurt. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you. We have Brianna Nickus. Speaking about tennis coach.
Hello. My name is Brianna Nickus, and I played on the rim tennis team with the current coach for 4 years. All 4 of those years, we were crowned undefeated league champions. I would like to address the fact that I now play college tennis at Riverside City College, and when I look back on my years on the rim tennis team, I realize how amazing of a coach my coach truly was. On a team much bigger than my team now, she always tried her best to give everyone the attention they deserved, including teaching most players how to play tennis from the ground up. She always did everything in her power to do right by us and make sure we were able to play. I would like to point out that she always went above and beyond to try and schedule games against schools that were division above us so we could challenge ourselves and maybe even try to move up divisions. She also had our backs in every situation, whether it was another team not agreeing on a point or even something as extensive as calling CIF because other teams were not abiding by rules. When I was in high school, Audrey would spend an entire day calling and emailing people just to make sure things were just and fair to us. Just like she did for the girls this year when they were set to face a team in the quarterfinals of CIF that had not reported all of their scores, which went against CIFSS rules. Audrey was my tennis coach was the teacher and coach that made the most impact on me at my time at RIM. My sophomore year of tennis, I had a lot going on, and even though Audra had her own things going on at the time, she always did her best to check up on me. One thing about Audra that really sticks out about her is her undivided love for all her students and players. After the events of my sophomore year, I didn't always have somewhere or someone to eat with at lunch, but I always knew Audra's door would be open. She leaves her door open at lunch every day that she possibly can to give students who were like me a place to eat lunch in peace. Now that I'm outside of high school and have spent time with Audra on a more relaxed level, I have seen how deep her love truly runs. She's the kind of person you can't walk around the mountain with without saying hi to at least 3 people she knows. I would like to finish by saying Audra is the most caring and funny person I know, and the kind of person that I think everyone should want to be able to call their friend. And I am nothing short of honored to be able to call someone as great as her my friend. Thank you.
Next, we have Adeline Epstein. Is that right? Sorry. You talked about her tennis coach.
Hi, for those who don't know me, my name is Addie Epstein, and I graduated Rim of the World High School 2023. I began playing tennis my freshman year of high school, and when I started I had no clue what I was doing. But when I became a sophomore in high school, I advanced so much where I joined the varsity tennis team. And I don't think I would have been possible without the help of my tennis coach. Not only did I learn tennis from her, I feel like I grew so much as a person because I'm someone who obviously gets nervous very easily. And I would say my confrontation skills aren't very good. And maybe I'm a little bit too forgiving when it comes to calling my own points. But this tennis coach right here really, really helped me grow in my leadership abilities and for standing up for myself, which can't always be the easiest thing to do sometimes. But when I became a senior in high school, I got the opportunity to be team captain. So I really had to be a leader. And I don't think I would have been able to do that without Project Scopen. Not only was she on crutches most of my, I don't know, freshman and sophomore tennis team season, but I don't remember her canceling once unless it was completely snowing outside and we couldn't even play on the tennis courts. And then when that happened, she still had us practice inside. And I will never forget that because she always made everything so fun, but so educational at the same time. But I don't think I could say the same about anyone else when it comes to how hardworking Roger Scopen is. So, anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you. Cindy Van Dusen, character witness.
What did you say? So mine will be pretty short and very sweet.
If you don't mind sitting, no, it's being recorded, so. And it's hard to hear you unless you're sitting down.
Get closer.
Thank you.
My name is Cindy Van Dusen, and I'm here more as a character reference. I have known this current tennis coach and extremely wonderful educator since a young girl. She attended school, Rim of the World School District. I know her family very well. And I'm just here to say that knowing her, she has always been sweet, so kind, so caring, and 100% honest. And that's all I have to really say.
Thank you. Mike Whelan. Yeah, Whelan?
Wheaton, yeah. Hello, my name is Mike Wheaton. I'm currently the assistant tennis coach at Rim High School. I've had the privilege to know the current coach for about 4 years. I'm also the director of tennis at the country club, Lake Area Country Club. Been there about 4 years, been on the Mountain Five. So I've had a chance to know the current coach for about 4 years. Been working alongside her too, just about two. And it's been a truly an honor. And what I have to say is that she's taught me a lot. I try and teach her. We teach each other. We work well together. And she's just a privilege to work with. Honest. The kids all love her. She loves the kids. And I'm just here to stand up for her and let you all know she's just an amazing coach, amazing person. And from what I hear, she's good in the classroom as well with all the kids. Haven't been there, but again, I just want to say that it's been an honor working with her. And that's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you. Jason Brooks.
Hi, I'm Jason Brooks, and this is my son JJ Brooks. And I invited my son up here as more of a visual so you can see how important this individual is to my son or my family. So I'm more of a character reference. I've known this individual for about 4 years, and this individual is the only reason why my son has a diploma. Different other districts have given up on him. Basically said that he would never graduate. Not possible. Wasn't gonna happen. Had to get a lawyer. Switch districts, come up here. She said we can do it. And she made it happen last year. He graduated with his diploma last year. I've never seen someone who cares about their students and as much drive as that this individual will put into each and every one of their kids, the way that this person does. I've worked in special needs now for about 20 years. And yeah, I've never met anyone quite like her and do the things that she does. So do you want to say anything, JJ? What do you want to say? Want to say anything about the individual? You know what we're talking about? You gotta scoot up here.
For what?
You know who this is over here? Who's that? Yeah. What do you want to say about her? You gotta.
Does she help him a lot?
That she helps you a lot? Yeah. Do you care about her a lot? Yeah. Do you know you graduated school because of this individual? Yeah. You know that? All right. Thank you. That's all we have to say.
Thank you.
Barbara Hardy, district process regarding employee investigations and character of tennis coach.
Good afternoon. I just want to take a couple of minutes to, first of all, I'm Barbara Harding. Between volunteering and employment, I have been a supporter of the district, or was a supporter of the district for 35 years. In one of my positions that I held when I worked in the district, I had to work closely with the athletic director, who during my time was an exceptionally competent and organized person. And I know this because I also had to work with ADs from other districts on occasion, and there was no comparison. So I know how much a really good and competent AD means to a district and to the athletic program. I'm here because, first of all, I have known this tennis coach, this woman, since she was a child. I know her to be one of the most dedicated teachers I have ever encountered. And in my employment in the district, I worked with a lot of them. I've never seen one that dedicates herself the way she does. I also know her to be incredibly honest and straightforward, and maybe a little too forthcoming sometimes, but this is a good employee. What I'm concerned about is, of course, the effect that this has had on her, which has been devastating, I have to tell you. But also, I'm concerned about the future, when either a situation or an individual needs to be investigated. Are they going to feel, Audra did not initiate this. The district came to her, asked her if she would participate. Kind of reluctantly, she did. And then the person that the investigation surrounded was protected, but the people that participated in the investigation the district asked them to participate in were not protected. And I'm just afraid in the future, if a situation or a person, something needs some attention, is anybody going to be willing to participate? Or are they gonna say, don't say anything, don't say anything, remember what happened to Audra Scopin? Thank you.
Jennifer Nichols, girls athletics and integrity.
I teach with Audra Scopin. She's my co-teacher, and we've been working together for the last 2 years, and she's incredibly honest, 100% honest, completely credible. She's come to work sometimes last year where there were incidents with the athletic director that made it so it was really difficult for her to be able to help the kids in our classroom because it was such an emotional trauma for her. And I know that she sent a message last week to the board regarding that. And as somebody else said, she was not the whistleblower, but then she gets retaliated against at the last board meeting. And that's extremely disturbing, especially because a student came to me last week and said that it was a basketball member, one of my students, who's also incredibly credible. And she came to me and she said, we were told that we shouldn't formally write a complaint because then we wouldn't be able to have an athletic director at all. So we tried to complain and we were encouraged not to do a formal complaint. So she wrote a letter and it's very moving. I don't know if I'll get to the end of it before the 2 minutes is up, but this is from her. I have no experience directly with athletic director, but this is just, this is from a girl on the basketball team. It says it's 4 girls who were on the basketball team 2 years ago. It says we are writing on behalf of the RimWorld's girls basketball team.
Point of order real quick. We have a copy of this letter and we
Yes.
would advise you actually not to read that letter out loud.
Did anybody advise me not to read the letter? I'm sorry, what was the question?
The board is recommending that you do not read that letter out loud because it contains, it's student matters and hearsay.
But the hearsay of last week's board meeting is, I mean, everybody's just talking about the character of Ms. Scopin, but in reality, no one knows what.
We cannot reach any student information though.
I
Unless the
won't
student
say
would.
anything about the student. I've crossed out words and letters and we won't say her name. I think it's important for the community to know because this is why everybody's so concerned, and that's the problem, is everything is secret surrounding this, but then the actual complaints that Ms. Scopin has had and
I
brought
just have
up
to
over the
advise
last
you
5 years.
that you yourself won't be protected from any legal action. So when you read that, we're aware of the letter. I'm just warning you ahead of time. You can go ahead and read it, but you'll be bound legally.
So then it's all a secret.
Don't do it.
So it's all a secret. That's so sad that the community doesn't know what's really happening. They think that, so I'll just say it without the letter, but everybody's saying that there's been this exoneration. And everything's been, there's no evidence. These things are not true. There absolutely is evidence. There was between 10 and 13 people who had expressed concerns and complaints in the past. And so that was the only reason that they were asked to then, testify and then, or have a witness statement. And then when they do the witness statement and then they're told, oh, there's no evidence, but they provided evidence, and the credibility of these 13, at least 13 employees, some of them didn't, they were, I guess, smarter than Audra and said, well, I'm not going to say anything because I'm afraid of being retaliated against. And then last week's board meeting was a direct retaliation. She wasn't even the main person in the complaint. And then her name gets up on the board for a 30-minute PowerPoint. How is that fair? How is it fair? And how, everything that's been going on is in secret. That's not fair either. And then you're recommending that we don't read the letter. So you guys know what's in the letter, but then the community doesn't know what's in the letter. And so how sad is that the community doesn't know what's being done to girls' sports teams at our school? Multiple different people at the school. It is not just her. And I think that's really sad. And it's embarrassing. I'm new to the community and I'm embarrassed as a female athlete in the past myself. Thank you very much.
Next, we have Dave Vicky, athletic director.
Thank you. I come here not as a member of the press, but I come here as a person who has worked with the athletic director for a period ever since he came on board. We all know that this is a personnel issue, and so therefore we can only hear one side of the story. No one is ever going to know what your side that you've heard, because it's quote personnel, and that's fine. But it sounds like from the various people that have testified last week and this week, it appears that this process is going on for more than 7 months, and there's been mistakes on the school district's part, that they protracted and not done this in a fair and equitable way. He has been found now guilty, from my understanding. So why are we here? Why are we still kind of rehashing this? Why can't we just move on? Let Ryan go back to his job. He's done an excellent job. My last concern, it's not just with Ryan, it was anybody. When the school board puts a person on administrative leave, no, it's not necessarily 100% a death sentence to their career. But if that person has to go and apply for any place else, and the question on the application is, have you ever been put on administrative leave? To be honest, they have to say yes. And you know something, from my experience of 33 years of education, it is a death sentence. Because when you turn in your application, they look at that and you're done. You don't have a chance to go and explain why and for what. So I'm asking the board not only to reconsider the fact that Ryan has been determined not guilty. Let's move on, and whatever you do, take away that death sentence. Because no matter what you decide, it's going to follow him. And it sounds like to me that this is kind of like almost petty theft, and you're sentencing him to life in prison.
Thank you. 5.3, RIM Teachers Association, RTA representative, California School Employee Association. Do I have anybody from RTA?
We have heard. Slope should be. Said no, I run against the old test.
Oh, I apologize. Lisa Wilson.
That's me.
Hey, sorry about that.
Good afternoon, board members and district administration. I'm here as a concerned member of our community and a current RIM district employee. I did not attend the most recent special board meeting, as it only had one agenda item about personnel. And I know that when the district has concerns about employees, the information is given and discussed within closed session, as these are confidential conversations. After that meeting, I was made aware that the employee in question asked to have an open session and proceeded to share information about other employees to attack their character and insinuate they are not credible sources. This presentation about other employees is extremely concerning, especially since in open session, the board policy on decorum is to not make statements which may be considered defamatory or otherwise actionable by other persons, including district officers and employees. I'm here in support of my sister, Audra Scopert. Information was shared about her and another employee the last meeting She has been a RIM employee for 13 years, beginning as an instructional aide and then becoming a special education teacher. She has coached RIM tennis, both girls and boys, for 13 seasons. Under her leadership, her teams have been undefeated league champions repeatedly, something many people do not realize. Audra also serves on the Ted Roy Charity Foundation. She has done this for 15 years, volunteering her time to fundraise for scholarships for our students at RIM, Mountains Community Hospital, Boys and Girls Club, Operation Provider, and Rebuilding America. These are not things she brags about. She continues to serve our community in many ways. Over the years, Audra has done everything to support her student athletes to achieve their goals on and off the tennis courts. She has shielded them from mistreatment and reported significant issues to her site leadership. She has always been professional and confidential. She is a credible and reliable source. If you are here in support of Audra Scopin, please stand up. I ask that you, board members and district administration, I ask that you look at these supporters. They are community members, RIM employees, parents who have interacted with Audra as a teacher and coach, and past students that she has worked with for countless hours. I ask that you protect our RIM district employees from mistreatment. I ask that you put people in place to support our student athletes and coaches. I ask that you continue to serve our community as board members that we can trust. Thank you.
Thank you. RIM Teachers Association, RTA, do we have a representative?
I'm not here for arguing.
You know. CSEA, representative? Okay, we will recess to closed session. The Board of Trustees is hereby recessed to closed session at 4:50 p.m.